John Harbaugh, you are a New York Giant. Breaking news, the Giants and John Harbaugh have come to an agreement, and we got ourselves a football coach. If you're fired up, hit that thumbs up icon, and I want you to get down in the comments section. What is your one-word reaction to John Harbaugh agreeing to be the next head coach of the New York Football Giants? This is New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and we got ourselves a coach. John Harbaugh putting pen to paper to become the 24th head coach in the history of the New York Giants. It has been trending this way for a couple of days that the Giants wanted Harbaugh, and now we finally understand that Harbaugh also wanted the New York Giants. This is a beautiful move by this organization. They went out and they got the biggest fish in a sea full of big fishes in this head coach search. You started this search wondering who the head coach was going to be. The Giants said they wanted a leader. They wanted an alpha, a guy that's been there and done that. And all the qualifications the New York Giants said they wanted didn't exist in a candidate until the Baltimore Ravens fired John Harbaugh, and then you see the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin parting ways as well. I don't have to tell you who Harbaugh is as a coach, but I'm going to, because I am fired up. An overall record of 180 and 113, a playoff record of 13 and 11, Super Bowl 47 champion. 6 times he won the division in the AFC North, and not one, not 2, not 3, but 4 times he has gone to the AFC championship game. When you talk about a big-time coach, you talk about a culture changer, you talk about someone that can change the trajectory of this franchise, it is John Harbaugh. Here are some stats that I thought were pretty telling, kind of detailing his success. When you talk about point differential, the Baltimore Ravens under Harbaugh were number 1 in the NFL 4 times. They were top 6 10 times. And they were top 15 15 times. He only coached there 18 years. And 15 of those 18 years, they were top 15 in point differential. His team in Baltimore had the number 1 scoring offense 1 time. They were top 5 3 times. And top 10 8 times. And the most impressive thing about that is there were 7 different offensive coordinators under John Harbaugh, and they had a top half of the league scoring offense 13 times. And we know the Ravens played defense under Harbaugh. A lot of different defensive coordinators. I believe it was 8 during his time there, but they were the number 1 scoring defense 1 time. They were top 3 9 times. Half of the years that he was there, they were top 3 in scoring defense. They were top 9 in scoring defense 13 times, and they were top 12 in scoring defense 15 times. Only 3 times as the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens were they not a top 12 scoring defense. 18 seasons as the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, and they won less than 8 games 1 time. Only 1 time in 18 years did they not win 8 games. He's the only NFL head coach to win at least 1 playoff game in 6 of his first 7 seasons, and he has the most road playoff wins by a head coach with 8. And as Giants fans, we know how special it is to go on the road and win playoff games. Ask Eli Manning. He did it in 2 trips to the Super Bowl. He's one of just 8 coaches to coach 300-plus games with 1 team. Baltimore only had 3 losing seasons under him, 2015, 2021, and 2025. Each of those seasons were impacted heavily by QB injuries, and he had a record at home of 102 and 45, a winning percentage of .694, one of the best in the NFL in that stretch. 13 playoff wins, ties for 7th all time, and ranks 4th most by any coach in their first 17 seasons. John Harbaugh is as good as they come, and coaches like this, they don't shake free all that often. This is a home run hire for the Giants. if you could create in a lab a perfect head coach for what the Giants needed at this time during their rebuild, retool, whatever you want to call it, John Harbaugh has a big green check next to every single one of those qualifications. A guy that's been a winner. That's what he is. Someone that could be a culture changer. That's what he is. Someone that walks into a room and demands respect from his players. He is that. He ain't Tom Coughlin, but man, it's about as close as you could get to Tom Coughlin, and we know how special he was for this organization. He didn't tell you once, he told you twice. I'm not sure there was a more perfect candidate. Maybe you could tell me Mike Tomlin, and I'll listen to that. But man, John Harbaugh, he's our football coach. You are coach. Shout out to Remember the Titans. John Harbaugh, welcome. You're a New York Giant, and man, you are going to change the lives of every single person that bleeds Giants blue. This is why you subscribe. If you're fired up, hit that big red sub button. We put out free videos every single day on the channel about the New York Giants. We're going live on the channel momentarily, and we are going to celebrate. Hit that big red sub button, and if you are subscribed, give me a real one down below. A lot more to talk about as John Harbaugh is a New York Football Giant. First, though, I got to give a major shout out to our proud sponsor of today's show, and that is GLD. When you go to GLD.com and you use that promo code CHAT, they're going to hook you up with 50% off. Let's be real. Buying men's jewelry used to be a nightmare. We were looking for something that was meaningful and wouldn't fall apart for a gift. Well, it was tough when you wanted it to be men's jewelry. Like low-quality junk that snapped after a week or was insanely overpriced with ridiculous markups. That's why I rock with GLD, and you can too with 50% off when you use the promo code CHAT. You're getting quality pieces that are built to last without breaking the bank, and unlike a lot of other companies, GLD only uses real gold. None of that cheap stuff. Every single stone is meticulously hand set, and every single piece is guaranteed to last for life. Shout out to GLD. They hooked me up with this awesome chain and this beautiful New York Knicks pendant. I'm going to go crazy when I see John Harbaugh courtside and MSG rooting on Jalen Brunson and the Knicks in the playoffs. If you're a Knicks fan, get yourself a chain and a Knicks pendant, or you can get yourself a Giants pennant as well because they have an official collab with the NFL, NBA, WNBA, MLB, NCAA, MLS, and even DC Comics. Work hard and change the game. Right now, GLD is making it super easy. For a limited time only, new customers get an insane deal. Use code CHAT to get 50% off at GLD.com. That's 50% off with the code CHAT at GLD.com. After you make your purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that Chat Sports sent you. All that information will be clickable down in the comments and description. As hyped up as I am for John Harbaugh to be, and I keep on saying John Harbaugh, I can't just say Harbaugh. There is more than just one Harbaugh. So if you're annoyed by me saying John Harbaugh that many times, I'm sorry. But Mr. Johnny Boy, he is a great head coach. And the Giants, they needed a great head coach. But I'm excited more so for what he can do for the organization that is the New York Football Giants. We know what's going on in the leadership group and the ownership group. God bless John Mara. We're all praying for him, and we all want to see him kick cancer's butt. But we know that there is one day where there's going to have to be a changing of the guard in the ownership group. And this organization right now needs a face of the franchise. And here comes John Harbaugh. Like, this now goes from a Joe Schoen organization to a John Harbaugh organization. We're going to be playing Harbaugh football on Sundays. Downhill, fast, physical, aggressive, with attitude, spunk, but most importantly, a will and an understanding of how to win football games. When's the last time you could say that about Big Blue? There are question marks about him. I believe he's going to be successful, and I believe this is the right hire and a home run hire. But even roses have some thorns on the stems. And a question mark is, what is he going to do at the coordinator position? Because he is a special teams coach, or at least that is his background. Did do 1 year as a defensive back coach for Philadelphia. But what is he going to do at coordinator? And he's going to have to nail the coordinator hires. And I don't really have any worries about that yet. I think 8 offensive coordinators in Baltimore. We told you the stat that seven of them had top offenses, at least in the top half of the National Football League in points per game. And on defense, I believe he had 8 defensive coordinators as well. One of his most impressive strengths and abilities and green check marks for Harbaugh, in my opinion, is his ability to hire a staff. When to hire somebody, who to hire, and when to move on from people as well. I believe he fired the defensive coordinator midway through the season when they went on to win the Super Bowl. So, he knows when the time to move on is, but most importantly, he knows who to hire and when to hire in those spots. Yes, it's critical he gets the offensive coordinator hire right, because that is who is going to be working hand in hand with Jaxson Dart. But I got all the trust in the world in Mr. John Harbaugh to get it correct. Now, another thing people will say that is a bad side of Harbaugh is all of the blown leads that he has in the National Football League. They will tell you that John Harbaugh has blown 18 double-digit second-half leads, most by any coach since 1991. He coached for 18 years. Of course there's going to be some games that didn't go his way. The only people that could probably compete with this are Mike Tomlin and other coaches that have coached 15, 16, 17 years in the National Football League. I'm not worried at all about the blown leads from John Harbaugh. That just happens in football when you play as many games as he did. What is it, 180 and 113 or 130 or something? Coached almost 300 games in the NFL. You're going to lose some heartbreakers, and I'm okay if this is the biggest downside to him, and I don't think it's a John Harbaugh thing. I think it's a football thing at the end of the day. This is a new era of Giants football. You haven't had a coach like this since Tom Coughlin was walking the halls of 1925 Giants Drive. You go from a team and a fan base that wakes up on Sunday with the hope to win. The expectation is now to win. And not to win 5 games, not to win 6 games, to win 10 games, 11 games, 12 games, and win games in the playoffs. And once again, the New York Giants have an advantage every single Sunday at the head coach spot. When's the last time you went into games and we're like, we got the way better head coach than them. He's going to give us an advantage in the inside track to go and win this football game. That's what John Harbaugh gives you. And this is a legacy-defining hire for John Mara as the owner of this organization. This is a move that I think obviously results need to come, and those need to be delivered, and I believe they will, and I will ride for John Harbaugh until these wheels fall off. I am going to be the president of the John Harbaugh fan club. I am already putting myself in that position. But this is a legacy-defining hire for John Mara to go and get John Harbaugh, and man, I'm fired up. If you're with me, give me some JHs in the comment section. Show your head coach some love. John Harbaugh, you are a New York Giant. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram @MarshallGreen_.